Rapper Sean Diddy Combs is responding after federal agents raided 2 of his homes. And now we are learning about an employee who's been arrested. ABC's Rhiannon Alley reports.
This tea time is dedicated to Diddy and his ex-wife, I guess you could say. I don't think they still live there, Gloria Estefan. She said that although she was pretty much named in one of these Diddy lawsuits, she said the person that named her is absolutely crazy.
Are you afraid in some ways that he'll get out, that there'll be some sort of retribution?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even doing this, you know, it's like, maybe I shouldn't say, maybe I should stop talking, shut up, you know, but it's like, you know, well, not talking hasn't changed anything either.
In March 2024, 2 of the most prestigious estates in Hollywood were raided, but these weren't your typical celebrity properties. These were the homes of Sean Diddy Combs, the hip-hop mogul whose empire stretched far beyond music and fashion. Authorities made a shocking discovery: over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube, firearms, and drugs. These items weren't just remnants of a lavish lifestyle. They were allegedly tied to a series of bizarre and disturbing events that have rocked the celebrity world. The raid was the beginning of an investigation that would go far beyond anything anyone expected. In the coming months, we learned about sex trafficking, racketeering, and organized crime tied to Combs. These accusations turned the Hollywood A-lister from a beloved mogul to the center of one of the most serious criminal trials in recent memory. But what does all this mean for Diddy's future? And will the truth come out during the trial? Federal investigators were armed with search warrants that ultimately unearthed something far darker than anyone anticipated. As the public watched in disbelief, authorities discovered not only luxury items, but illegal materials linked to disturbing events. Over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, firearms, some with serial numbers deliberately defaced, and narcotics, all seized from Diddy's properties. This wasn't a random raid. It was the culmination of an investigation that began with a series of accusations from former employees and other witnesses. These items were allegedly linked to what prosecutors are calling freak-offs, parties, orchestrated by Diddy that involved coercion, sex trafficking, and abuse. Investigators claim these were elaborate sex performances that some victims were drugged into participating in, filmed, and then threatened with those videos to keep them quiet. The discovery of these items turned what seemed like another celebrity scandal into a deeply troubling criminal case.
Rapper Sean Diddy Combs is responding after federal agents raided 2 of his homes. And now we are learning about an employee who's been arrested. ABC's Rhiannon Alley reports.
This morning, new fallout for Sean Diddy Combs in the wake of Monday's raids. Federal investigators now confirm agents seized electronics from the rapper's homes in California and Florida. Combs' plane flew from California to Antigua in the Caribbean, but Combs was apparently not on board. Sources say the raids are connected to a criminal investigation into sex trafficking allegations against Combs. He's also named in several civil lawsuits, including from music producer Rodney Jones, who accused Combs of sexual assault and engaging in a, quote, widespread and dangerous criminal sex trafficking organization.
Rodney Jones's lawsuit highlighted that Sean Combs, according to him, has video surveillance and recording devices throughout the many homes that he has, and that those recordings may have video of the alleged crimes that Rodney Jones is pointing to.
Combs denies the allegations. His lawyer calls the raids a gross overuse of military-level force, adding this is nothing more than a witch hunt. Mr. Combs will continue to fight every single day to clear his name.
Having heavily armed guards and officers searching a home is pretty normal. Some of the allegations against Sean Combs doesn't just involve sexual assault and human trafficking, but also the possession of firearms and drugs.
Meanwhile, one of Combs' employees named in one of the lawsuits was arrested Monday on drug charges. According to the civil lawsuit, Brendan Paul is accused of previously carrying drugs and guns for Combs.
Paul has posted bail, but there's no word yet if he's entered a plea. As for Combs, he has not been charged with any crime. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. You guys. Oh my God, this made headlines. And honestly, rightfully so. It's been months since we found out about all of this. I still am not over it. So much so that I did a quick little Google search. So searched baby oil, and we just used Target as the example, okay? So according to Target, a bottle of baby oil, Johnson & Johnson, trusted product, $6.99 per bottle, okay? And then lube, also from Target, I just looked up Astroglide, okay? It's $11.69 per bottle. So let's say, for sake of argument, we're getting 500 bottles of baby oil and 500 bottles of lube. That is a grand total of $9,340 worth of baby oil and lube. I'm just gonna round up and say that's nearly $10,000 worth of baby oil and lube. And by the way, that's not all the feds collected. They also gathered electronic files, narcotics, AR-15 guns, some with the serial number scratched off, ammunition, a drug magazine. I mean, a lot going on, and I want to go through all of it. But first, want to note really quick, P. Diddy has not been convicted. He's denied all of the allegations against him and in fact has pleaded not guilty. And the reason we're talking about this story right now is because the trial date is looming. May 5th, next Monday, that's jury selection, and May 12th is when we can expect opening statements. And for that, the openings and then later the case in chief from the prosecution, I'm really interested in what sort of evidence we're going to see. So let's focus on what we know right now that the feds have.
Among the voices defending Diddy is one of his closest friends and neighbors, Gloria Estefan. When the accusations began circulating, Gloria Estefan was named in a lawsuit, but she was quick to speak out. She dismissed the claims as completely unfounded, calling the accusations crazy, and vehemently denying any involvement in the so-called freak-off parties. According to Gloria, Diddy was a kind and respectful neighbor, and she had never even attended any of these alleged parties. In her interview, Gloria made it clear that there was no truth to the allegations that she was involved in any criminal activity, especially at her house. Instead, she painted a picture of a friendly neighbor who treated her and her family with kindness and respect. But her defense, while strong, raises the question, is Gloria too close to Diddy to see the truth? Or is she genuinely unaware of the more disturbing aspects of his personal life? She's not the only one speaking out. Others who have worked with Diddy have had different experiences, some of them deeply troubling.
This tea time is dedicated to Diddy and his ex-neighbor, I guess you could say. I don't think they still live there, Gloria Estefan. She said that although she was pretty much named in one of these Diddy lawsuits, she said the person that named her is absolutely crazy because she'd never been to a Diddy freak-off. She'd never been to Diddy's house. And she said as far as she is concerned, Diddy was a good neighbor, okay? So for her, it was all good in the neighborhood. Let me go ahead and share screen. Hold on one second, guys. No freak-offs at my house. Diddy was a nice neighbor. That's what Gloria said. Let's take a listen.
You look fantastic. Love the shoes, love the glasses. You know, I definitely gotta just put it out there. You know, Diddy's on trial. Are you happy that that's like behind you? That you're kind of moved on past like the allegations of something happened at your house. Like, are you happy to be
behind him? Nothing happened in my house ever.
I love that.
So I just hope he gets in front of this.
Right.
It's finally over for him.
What do you think the end result is going to be? I mean,
who knows?
Right.
Anything.
Perfect.
Thank you.
People are going to be testifying on Monday and Tuesday. Do you hope that your name is not brought up again? Because there is an accuser, and so right now we don't know who's going to be testifying. But
that guy is not well in the head if you look at his history, and he's just throwing everybody in. I mean, Diddy was a neighbor who was always very kind to us, and his mom, spectacular, but we never were in his house or him and ours.
I mean, Tony Busby is kind of throwing stuff around, you're saying, or because you said someone's sick in the head. Did you mean Tony Busby?
No, the guy that
the accuser.
Our name, into the thing.
So, what exactly were the freak-offs? Prosecutors alleged that these were no ordinary parties. These were grotesque, drug-fueled events orchestrated by Diddy himself. The so-called freak-offs were alleged to be planned sexual performances, where Diddy not only directed the events but also participated in them, sometimes filming the acts without the participants' knowledge or consent. Victims have claimed that they were coerced or drugged, their participation forced under the influence of controlled substances like GHB and ecstasy. One of the most powerful voices speaking out against Diddy is D. Woods, a former member of the group Danity Kane. Dee Woods recently shared her experience of working with Diddy during the peak of his career, and what she revealed was nothing short of harrowing. She spoke about the toxic and verbally abusive environment Diddy created on the set of Making the Band. Dee Woods recalled moments when she and her fellow bandmates were subjected to insults and emotional manipulation. She described the experience as deeply traumatic, leaving her with a constant sense of fear. The verbal abuse and degrading treatment, she says, were just the tip of the iceberg. Dee Woods wasn't alone in her suffering. Other artists, both men and women, have shared similar experiences of fear and abuse under Diddy's management. But despite these stories, many still see Diddy as the mogul who made dreams come true. So, how do we reconcile the image of the powerful businessman with the man accused of manipulating and abusing his own artists? Could this be the start of a much larger reckoning for Diddy and others like him in Hollywood?
Are you afraid in some ways that he'll get out, that there'll be some sort of retribution?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even doing this, it's like, maybe I shouldn't say, maybe I should stop talking, shut up, but it's like, well, not talking hasn't changed anything either.
Dee Woods was a rising star. Her promising career launched by music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
He is looked at as a hero of our community, and myself included, I looked up to him too, So a lot of people don't want to believe that their hero can be this other person.
But now the former Danity Kane member is joining a chorus of voices speaking out against him, saying she felt Diddy created a verbally abusive work environment.
I'm curious why you decided to speak up now.
I would say that this moment now is a time where I feel like my experience, my truth will really be heard and actually considered and believed.
While the world watched her climb the charts with hits like Showstopper and Damaged, Dee Woods says she was living in fear under the glare of reality TV cameras on Making the Band.
It was not a good experience.
She's sharing her story as part of a new investigation Discovery docuseries, The Fall of Diddy.
From the outside, he was this mogul. He was this guy who, could make your dreams come true.
Around 2005, Dee Woods was in her late teens, competing on Diddy's hit reality show, Making the Band 3.
The day we were chosen, I was like, it's bad boy for life, baby.
So in some ways, a dream come true.
Yeah. I think it was like a validation. This is confirmation that it's gonna happen.
As the investigation continues, the evidence seized during the raid is proving to be crucial. Beyond the baby oil and firearms, the authorities also found significant digital evidence. These files, whether videos, photos, or messages, could provide the smoking gun the prosecution needs to corroborate the victims' accounts. The digital evidence paints a picture of manipulation, coercion, and possible blackmail, all orchestrated from the highest levels. The feds have yet to fully release what they've uncovered, but the sheer volume of data seized suggests that there's more to this case than meets the eye. If these digital files can be authenticated and presented in court, they could provide the concrete proof that turns the tide of the trial. But digital evidence isn't always straightforward. There are questions of tampering, authentication, and even what can be deemed admissible in court. So the next few weeks will be pivotal in determining whether these files can make or break the prosecution's case. And then there's Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, who filed an explosive lawsuit against him in November 2023. In the lawsuit, Cassie accuses Diddy of sexual assault, sex trafficking, and forcing her to participate in these freak-off events. The case was settled in less than 24 hours, but the damage had already been done. Cassie's allegations exposed a side of Diddy that many never expected to see. While she received a financial settlement, her bravery in bringing these accusations to light sparked an investigation that's now engulfed Diddy's career. As Cassie's case continues to play a significant role in the investigation, her testimony, if called upon in the trial, could be crucial in determining Diddy's fate. Will she speak out about her experiences in court, or will her silence continue to fuel the mystery surrounding this case?